Do you think you know South Africa? Think again. From penguins waddling on sunny beaches to a pretty unique capital city, South Africa is full of surprises. So in this video, I'm going to tell you 10 facts about South Africa that I'm willing to bet you didn't know about. If you're new here, hi, my name is Laura, and I've spent the past few years traveling all over the world to places like Kenya, Tanzania, Pakistan, France, Switzerland, and so much more. I work in the tourism industry, and in this channel I typically share lots of travel vlogs, travel guides, hidden gems, and videos like this one. So if that sounds like something you like, make sure you subscribe for more. And now let's get back into the video. So fact number 1, South Africa has 3 capital cities. So most countries around the world only have 1 capital city, but South Africa has 3. So Pretoria is its administrative capital, Cape Town is its legislative capital, and Bloemfontein is the judicial capital. Interestingly enough, the largest city in South Africa is actually Johannesburg, which used to be its judicial capital before it was moved to Bloemfontein. Fact number 2, South Africa has the most southern point in the entire African continent, which is not surprising considering that the country is called South Africa, but what is surprising is that this is not the place that almost everyone thinks it is. So let me explain. Most people think that the most southern point in the entire African continent is the Cape of Good Hope, but that is actually not true. The Cape of Good Hope is the most southwestern point in the African continent. The most southern point in the African continent is actually further east, and it's called Cape Agulhas, but the most southern point in all of Africa is even further south than you think. Because even though, again, Cape Agulhas is the most southern point in the continent, South Africa has ownership of a few islands a lot further south in the Antarctic Ocean called the Prince Edward Islands. And in particular, one of them called Marion Island is the most southern point in all of Africa. So these islands, just so you get an idea, are 1,750 kilometers or 1,090 miles southeast of Cape Town. So they are really, really far south. But anyways, going back to the Cape of Good Hope briefly, which is again the most southwestern point in the African continent, I'm going to give you a bonus fact, which is that there's roughly 3,000 shipwrecks in the water surrounding the Cape of Good Hope. And the reason for this is that the water currents, like the ocean currents in this area, are super, super difficult to navigate, making it a hotspot basically for shipwrecks. So yeah, there's lots of sunken ships in this area. And because of that, the Cape of Good Hope is also known as the graveyard of ships. So moving on to fact number 3, you can find the big 5 in South Africa, which are lions, elephants, buffaloes, leopards, and rhinos. So this group of animals are basically a group of animals that were very difficult to hunt back when trophy hunting was a thing in South Africa and in other African countries. So these were like the most prized animals to see and to hunt. And you can find all of these in Kruger National Park. Nowadays, they're simply very prized in safaris, so they're animals that people who go on safari really, really like to see and they keep an eye out for. But did you know that you can also find the Cape Town Big 5, which are penguins, seals, baboons, ostriches, and eland, which is a type of antelope. And you can actually find all of these in the Cape Peninsula on your way to the Cape of Good Hope. A lot of people also don't know that you can find penguins in South Africa, but you absolutely can. So they are called African penguins. You can find them in the shores of South Africa and Namibia. In South Africa specifically, one of the best places to see them is on Boulders Beach, which is close to Cape Town. And the reason that penguins can live here, even though the climate is generally pretty warm for what penguins need, is because the waters are actually super, super cold due to currents that come all the way from Antarctica. So fact number 4, did you know that South Africa has an entire floral kingdom within its borders? So just so you get an idea, there are 6 flower kingdoms in the entire world. They're also known as botanical kingdoms, and South Africa is the only country in the world to have an entire floral kingdom within its borders, which makes it super, super special. And what this basically means is that South Africa has an incredible diversity when it comes to flower plants. South Africa is particularly well known for its fynbos landscape. So fynbos is basically a group of shrubby plants that have lots of flowers during season. So you can actually find fynbos landscapes in the Cape Peninsula, going to the Cape of Good Hope, and in many other places in South Africa. And another very special type of flower is the king protea, which is South Africa's national flower. And proteas are absolutely lovely, but they're also very endangered. So you would be pretty lucky to see one in the wild. If not, you can see them in places such as the Kirstenbosch Botanical Garden in Cape Town. If you're enjoying this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and it's a little bit cheeky of me to ask, I know, I'm so sorry, but I'm really trying to grow my YouTube channel, and I would really appreciate it if you could like, comment, subscribe, especially subscribe. It helps me out so much more than you think, and I'm truly so grateful for it. So it's just a little button that you have to click, and it truly means the world to me, so it would be amazing if you could subscribe, and if not, then I completely get it, so no problem, and let's continue with the video. On to fact number 5, South Africa is home to the cradle of humankind, which is one of the world's richest fossil sites and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. South Africa has an incredibly rich fossil record, and the cradle of humankind, which is located northwest of Johannesburg, contains a series of limestone caves where a large number of early hominid fossils have been found. These include species such as the Australopithecus africanus, Paranthropus robustus, and Homo naledi, and some of these fossils date back over 3 million years, which is just insane. These fossils also show key stages in the evolution from ape-like ancestors to modern humans, such as bipedalism, which is walking on 2 legs, brain development, and the use of tools. So fact number 6, did you know that South Africa is often named the Rainbow Nation? So this term was coined by Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who was a key figure in fighting against apartheid in the 90s, and this nickname reflects the country's multicultural diversity, a blend of African, European, and Asian influences, and also the fact that South Africa is the most diverse country in the world and Cape Town is the most diverse city in the world. And that leads us to fact number 7, which is that South Africa has 11 official languages, and this is due to its incredible diversity. So South Africa recognizes 11 official languages, making it one of the most linguistically diverse countries in the world. These include the following: Afrikaans, English, isiNdebele, isiXhosa, isiZulu, Sesotho, Setswana, Siswati, Tshivenda, Sitsonga, and Sepedi. Also, as a side note, I'm not entirely sure if I'm pronouncing all of these names correctly. I'm probably not, but I'm trying my best, so if you have any feedback, make sure you leave that in the comments. Fact number 8. Did you know that Table Mountain has its own cloud blanket? So Table Mountain is basically a flat mountain pretty close to Cape Town, and it is very famous because it is part of the Cape Town landscape, it is part of the Cape Town cityscape, and it is absolutely gorgeous. If you're traveling to Cape Town, I also really recommend that you go to the top and that you walk around there a little bit, because the views from Table Mountain are also amazing, and Table Mountain was definitely one of my favorite places that I went to in Cape Town, so I really recommend it. But anyways, Cape Town's Table Mountain is one of the oldest mountains on Earth, and it is famous for its tablecloth, which is a cloud formation that drapes over the flat summit due to specific wind conditions. And again, it is absolutely lovely. There is nothing quite like being at the top of Table Mountain, seeing the clouds pass over you and then go away and revealing a beautiful landscape below. Fact number 9, South Africa is a major wine producer. It is actually one of the top wine producing countries globally, and the Cape Winelands region, especially the regions of Stellenbosch and Franschhoek, are very famous for its scenic vineyards and excellent wines, and they're also definitely places that you should add to your bucket list if you're traveling to Cape Town. And last but not least, South Africa is home to the world's largest diamond. The Cullinan diamond was the largest gem quality rough diamond ever found. It was 3,106 carats, and it was discovered near Pretoria in 1905. Unfortunately, it is now part of the British Crown Jewels, which is not surprising, but really disheartening. Before you go, I'm going to leave a couple of videos on the screen that I think you might like, and let me know in the comments if you knew all of these facts and which of these facts surprised you the most. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video.